Now just look at this chaos. This is what they're pitching as the so-called future. What even is this? These look like bootleg townhomes, like some off-brand pre-packaged version. And this gate, oh, we're going to talk about that. If you're already locking folks out before they even get inside, then whatever's in there, that ain't for everybody. Tell me I'm not seeing this wrong. That's a whole gate, right? Like full-on gated community energy from the jump. Even if they slide in a dry cleaner, it won't make a difference. People on the outside won't touch it unless they've got a code or a lease. I'm not even mad. It's whatever. Just call it what it is. Don't act like this is some everybody's welcome thing when it's clearly not. Ayo, it's your girl J9 Eve tapping in. Smash that like button, subscribe, hit the share, and drop down into the comments. I really want to hear what y'all think. Let's break this down. Do you honestly believe the dream they're selling is even real? Is it a move forward or just a slick hustle? Are they really trying to elevate Dalton or just run game on the city? And seriously, I need to know. What do y'all think Tiffany's feeling watching all this go down? Because here come all these developers rolling in, ready to build and upgrade the city, and Tiffany? Sis could have been part of this wave if she hadn't been out here doing the most. She blew it. Big time. Another check. Gone. Slipped right through her hands. She could have been center stage again, playing her usual game, finessing the money. Flow. More new bags for her to snatch. But nah. She couldn't even hold her cards. She showed her whole hand too early. Played herself bad. Anyway, let's dive into it. This dude's about to lay out the new vision for Dalton now that the whole Pope drama flipped everything upside down. They've got ideas. They've got traction. Let's just hope they don't fumble it like the last ones. Ugh, and let's not. Even start on those fake nice types. You know who I mean. The ones that smile in your face while they're taking what they need, then disappear like you were never there. Miss me with all that. But here's the rundown. We've got a little photo deck to scroll through. So back in 2022, me and a group of investors scooped up this 13-acre property. The original vision? Just truck parking. For real. All that land, just to park trucks? Dream small, huh? But now, because it's close to where the Pope's spot popped up, suddenly it's giving luxury resort vibes. They think being in the same area code is enough to draw crowds. Cute. But after hearing folks in the neighborhood speak up, they're changing the narrative. Now it's mixed income housing this and revitalized beauty that. Toss. In a few basic stores, maybe a corner market, daycare, dry cleaner. But let's be honest, what does mixed income housing even mean? It's just a fancy way of saying they'll sprinkle in stuff that sounds like it's for the people. But don't get confused. The zoning is still M1, industrial. And now they're trying to roll it out in phases and get trustee approval to move things forward. They've even got glossy renderings now. But let's not forget, that land's been sitting dusty all this time. Now they're pushing for rentals, homes for sale, and something they're calling mixed-use apartments, which, let's keep it real, just means an apartment over a shop. That's it. Ain't nothing new about that. They're talking pools, playgrounds, childcare, all that. Sounds cute. But really, do you think any of that will be open to everyone? If your kid doesn't live in that complex, some lady named Karen is gonna march up like, sorry. This is for residents only. That ain't no public park. It's not for the whole community. It's for whoever lives behind that gate, and nobody else. Anyway, back to the development. They say they want different housing types for singles, small families, and everyone in between. But check this out. Even their own data says, local storage units are packed. Why? Because people don't have homes. Their stuff's in boxes and they're sleeping on couches. That's what's really happening out here. So now they're parading around these shiny mock-ups, talking about what they plan to build. More townhome-style boxes. Another locked gate to keep people out. Gated. Period. You see that? Tell me I'm not the only one catching this. Even if they put a laundromat or a bodega inside, it's still behind the fence. And look, if that's the plan, just be upfront. Don't sugarcoat it. Don't sell it as some open arms to the city fantasy. Because it's not. It's a private development wrapped in public relations fluff. They're marketing this like it's for all of Dalton, like it's a win for the people. But let's keep it real. It's not made for the folks who already live here. And with prices already out of reach, most of us won't even qualify. And on top of that, they've got their own headaches. Funding's tight. Federal grants are drying up. Interest rates through the ceiling. And Dalton's zoning code, last updated 3 decades ago, 30 years. It's way past expired. So now they're running to the trustees, asking for a resolution to fast-track the whole thing. Why? So they can chase more federal and state funds. They're trying to get approval for apartments, storefronts, storage, for sale condos, the whole nine. And get this. They found some dusty old clause from 20 years ago that says they can switch out concrete for masonry. You know why? Because concrete is too expensive now. So they're reaching way back to use cheaper materials. Back when flip phones were still cool. Bottom line? They want the zoning changed so they can build whatever they want, not just the truck yard they originally claimed. And this whole material swap? I don't know. It's giving cardboard houses energy. Just wait. They'll slap on some ridiculous HOA fee too, like $1,000 just to access the pool. The whole project feels off. Like once they get that green light, they're charging. Ahead, and the rest of Dalton will just be spectators, locked out and left behind. Let's call it like it is. Another glitzy promise. Another flashy plan, but it's not for us. They'll get the go-ahead to build all this stuff, sure. But the folks who've lived here for decades, they won't see a dime, not one real benefit. And once this project gets moving, that'll just open the floodgates. Rules will start bending all over town. Before long, Dalton will be full of these luxury-looking developments. But the people who built this community, they'll be pushed to the margins. No access. No inclusion. I'm sorry, but I don't trust the dream sellers. You can smell the hustle from a mile away. Now they're trying to raise building heights to 4 or 5 stories, just because we're near the train. And they're claiming 1 parking spot per unit. But you know, they'll stretch those numbers to cram in extra units for profit. Now they want a 5-to-1 parking ratio, plus overhead water tanks for runoff, all to make sure this thing prints money. Sure, they're dangling promises. New taxes, homes, storefronts. No liquor stores, they swear. Just spaces for families, seniors, community life. The visuals, sleek, modern, friendly. But look deeper. The same guy hyping this up is shading the people he's supposed to be helping. Talking about old, homes like they're garbage. Meanwhile, his new builds, priced so high, regular locals won't even make it past the gate. Sorry, not for you. Here's what a real deal looks like. Want to build your gated townhomes and fancy apartments? Go ahead. But if you're going to add businesses, don't tuck them inside the walls. Nope. Put those storefronts outside, where the community can actually use them. Give locals access. Bring jobs, services, dollars into the neighborhoods, not trap them in some exclusive bubble. Don't create your own private little utopia while leaving everyone else on the sidelines. That's not how you uplift a town, so my offer. Fine, build your housing. But your businesses? Keep them public. No walls, no fences. Let everybody in. You want a dry cleaner, a cafe, a shop. Cool. Just don't hide them behind a gate. Same shops you were planning, put them out front, where we can all walk in. That's how I'd do it if I were Super Mayor Mama. Yeah, I said it. Can I be Super Mayor Mama? Nah, y'all. Don't want me cussing folks out at every council meeting. But seriously, the spot they're eyeing? 14700 Harvard Street, right by the CVS, headed to Riverdale. Close to the train. There's even a park nearby. But what does it look like now? Total dump. You can't see a thing inside. Tumbleweeds taller than your car just doing the most. I even pulled it up on Google Maps. Wanted to see the actual layout. And from what I'm seeing, that space isn't even big enough to fit what they're promising. Just compare the spacing of the houses around it, that big shiny design they're showing off, It would barely stretch across 10 homes. Maybe not even that. So what they're planning, it's not realistic, it's not accurate, and it's definitely not what they're showing in those renderings. So when the dust settles, whatever they end up building, it won't look anything like what they promised. Remember that. All right, let's clear this up. This whole mixed income talk, people keep getting it twisted. Mixed income doesn't mean Section 8. It's not government-subsidized housing where folks are sliding in paying $75 a month. Nah. What they mean is, you might have a teacher making 30 grand a year, a firefighter bringing in a little more. It's meant to attract a range of incomes. But don't think for a second they're building these fresh new units just to hand them over to low-rent voucher programs. Be real. That's not how this works. If that was the plan, they'd go buy an old rundown building and rehab it, patch it up, slap on some paint, maybe upgrade the pipes. But brand new construction, they're not giving that away to anybody paying pennies. So no, that's not what's happening here. Part of what they're asking for is a formal resolution. Why? Because federal funding sources want receipts. They need to see that the local community is on board before they cut a check. Money's tight now. Agencies aren't just throwing dollars at plans with no support. So if they can show that Dalton is behind the project, that's how they unlock those state and federal funds, and I gotta admit, they know how to move. They understand how the system works. It's not shady. It's just smart. Somebody asked if they're gonna tap into HUD money. The answer? Maybe, maybe not. Translation. HUD's political filters have changed, and they're not trying to be associated with certain names or narratives. So it's not off the table. But it's definitely not guaranteed, so they're casting a wide net. Any funding program that fits, they're going for it. Because at the end of the day, this has to make financial sense. They're not doing it out of love. This is business. And the guy leading the charge? He said it himself. He wants to build something solid, something he can bring his kids to and say, look, I helped build that. Okay, cool. Respect that. Then this dude steps up like, yeah, I brought my team out here to support. My mama used to run a business here. I love Mayor House. I got people like Stan, like Andrew Holmes. My crew's deep pocket ready for Dalton. Deep pockets, huh? Let's pause right there. Whose pockets are deep exactly? Yours or your boys'? 'Cause all I'm hearing is, my friend got the money. What about you? Just the hype man? The guy pointing to the rich friend in the back? Man, I swear, next time I meet your friend, I'ma be like, oh hey, you the wallet. No intro, no title, just wallet, no respect. Laughs wild behavior. So basically he's saying, I'm here to support, well my boy's here to support. I'm just here to make it. Sound good? Got it. We see the game. Anyway, they bring it to a vote. All in favor, say yes. And boom, everybody's on board. Not a single no in the room. Just a chorus of yes, yes, yes. So yeah, looks like this thing is full steam ahead. But real talk, it's giving scavenger vibes. Like folks circling around the popes. Old spot, sniffing out what they can grab. Everybody wants a slice. But you just know it's gonna end up behind another locked gate. And once again, regular people will be stuck on the outside, looking in. Dalton, I'm begging y'all, don't lose your head over this. Don't let the shine blind you. Because once that fence goes up, it's a wrap. Keep out, no trespassing. Just another project for the community that ends up being for everyone except the community. But you know what? Mama still loves you. Always. Stay smart, stay woke, peace.